6 more days till Halloween. What the fuck? Shit.
Something is trying to get inside my body.
A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's fucking Revenge. Where to even begin with this movie? Before I start, I'd just like to say I'm a huge fan of the series. I own this big goddamn box set. I watched the 4-hour documentary called Never Sleep Again, which I would only recommend to hardcore fans. But now that I got all that out of the way, let me tell you a story. A story about a man named Wes Craven. See, Wes Craven was hot off of such films as Last House on the Left and The Hills Have Eyes, when he came up with a little script called A Nightmare on Elm Street. Enter Bob Shaye, head honcho at New Line Cinema and an ex-copyright lawyer. He would later use his copyright skills to his advantage. These two men would sacrifice much to get this one little movie made. Craven would have to sell off all rights to the movie, and in exchange Shaye would get up as much cash as necessary to fund this project, and even mortgaged his own house. And guess what? It fucking worked in spades. But before anyone had time to react, Shaye made plans for a sequel. You see, tensions began to rise against Shaye and Craven during the production of the first movie, especially over the ending. You know, because it really didn't make any sense. Their relationship was so rocky by the end of the first movie, the two wouldn't speak again for years. Wes Craven would later return to the franchise to try and redeem it. Twice. But this isn't those failed attempts. Today we'll be looking at Bob Shaye's immediate cash grab reaction to his first financially successfully produced film. The fuck was that? So after Wes Craven left the project, Bob Shaye tapped two geeks to adapt the sequel. Writer David Chaskin, who had never written anything, and director Jack Shoulder, who didn't even really like the first movie. So we have a writer with no experience, a director who didn't even like the first film. Oh, I see where this is going. So the movie starts off on a school bus, and look, it's our main character, Jesse.
Driver! Hey, driver, that was my stuff.
Ah, this can't be good. So it turns out Freddy's driving the school bus.
Did you ever see?
Ah, I fucking wish. Our main character, ladies and gentlemen.
Why can't Jesse wake up like everybody else?
Right? Alright, we get it, he's a loser. Brad Pitt and Christian Slater auditioned for this role, but lost to this guy. Maybe he had some sort of untapped potential. My guess is probably no. And this is Jesse's girlfriend, maybe? Lisa.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Anyone else think she looks like Meryl Streep? So later on, Jesse's friends start warning him about the house, as if that's the source of all the evil that's going on. What is this? House? No, that's the wrong one. Yeah, there we go. And you know what else? This movie's full of dumbass scares like snakes and flying birds. Am I watching a fucking Freddy film? When we finally do see Freddy, he doesn't fucking do much.
We got special work to do here, you and me.
That's right, everyone. It's a possession movie. But this time is with Freddy Krueger, right? Seriously, the plot sucks so much it's never explored again in later sequels. Did you notice Freddy's makeup is different? After the first film, they destroyed most of the makeup stills and they had to struggle to recreate it. How about his voice?
I need you, Jesse.
Did you notice that was different too? Freddy's voice was changed from Robert Englund's natural voice to something that sounds more like Dr. Claw. Ah, fuck this mess. We need an 80s dance montage. Oh wait, no. No, God, no, I changed my mind. Please, God, don't do this to me. Are you fucking kidding me with this? This makes the dance in Spider-Man 3 look good. So I guess I should bring up the gay overtones in this movie. Yeah, I guess we should talk about that shit. This movie is famously known as the gayest horror film ever made. Normally when a movie has lines like,
Assume the position.
and
He's inside me.
you can just kind of chalk it up to coincidence. But when you have things like the dickhead coach getting beaten by his own balls and later whipped in the shower, then we got the world's greatest dance, and who can forget the S&M bar? Yeah, you can see why people were starting to ask questions. Add to the fact that the screenwriter himself admits that it was all supposed to be hidden subtext, and you got yourself a movie so gay that the main actor came out of the closet. Now, there's nothing wrong with being gay.
Let me tell you something, you little bitch!
Jesus! Unless you're in that guy's family. So later on, Jesse and Lisa find Nancy's old diary. Which is funny, because I don't remember her having one.
Tearing at my nightgown with his steel claws.
Did you get a little scared reading that, Jesse? Later on, Jesse wakes up and his whole room is melting. Some scary imagery there.
Kill for me.
Ah, come on, it'll be fun. Fast forward to later on when Jesse decides he don't give a fuck and decides to go to an S&M bar. That's right, Jesse. You're just gonna try it once, just to see how it feels. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Bad touch, bad touch, bad touch! So the coach makes him run laps for some fucking reason? And that's where we get to that scene I was talking about earlier. And finally, after I don't even know how fucking long, we get our first kill. God damn it, woman, shut the fuck up!
We found him out on the highway wandering around. He was naked.
Now, Dad, I can explain.
2 questions.
I don't know about you, but if my son showed up home naked, frightened, shaken, naked, I would have a little bit more than fucking 2 questions. So later on, Lisa takes Jesse to this old power plant where Freddy used to work in the hopes that he has some kind of psychic vision or something.
I don't know, I thought you might be able to make a connection or something.
It's like, what? Where the shit did that come from? Is it any wonder why Wes Craven considered this script vastly inferior? Ah, fuck it, let's just skip to the pool party. So everyone's at the pool party and Lisa wants to bang Jesse. It just doesn't feel natural to him.
I'm gonna leave. I'm not into this.
Instead, he goes to his best friend's house. Can't say I blame him, he did have a giant Freddy tongue hanging out of his mouth. Although I think she might have enjoyed that. What to say about the sleepover scene that hasn't been said in a gay porno?
I need you to let me stay here tonight. Are you out of your mind? There's something inside of me. Something is trying to get inside my body.
And you want to sleep with me?
I'm all messed up.
All right, man. What do you want me to do?
Just watch me.
So they both totally fall asleep, and guess what happens? If you guess Jesse violently wakes up and begins to morph into Freddy Krueger, then how the fuck did you guess that was like a shot in the dark? Now, to be fair, these are some pretty cool effects. I remember watching this as a kid and it freaked me out. Shit! So in the wake of his best friend's death, Jesse goes to see Lisa.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
So Jesse sits around and bitches some more, and then finally Freddy shows up. Ask any real fan of the Freddy films and they'll tell you that this is the worst mistake that the filmmakers could have made. That's how you're supposed to beat Freddy, by dragging him into the real world. Why is that his endgame? Freddy derives his power from the dream world. He's much more effective that way. Was he gonna start jumping around and killing people out in the open like Leatherface? God damn it, what did I just say? In the real world, he has no power. Shit. check this fucking tit out.
Just calm down, right? Relax. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Just tell us what you want, all right?
Even Freddy's like, is this guy shitting me? So the final showdown at the power plant takes place and Lisa finally thinks she's defeated Freddy Krueger.
What is so funny?
That was a really great party.
Yeah, like 5 people died. Holy shit! And they all died happily ever after. So that's A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And in all honesty, I can't hate it too much. Sure, they do a lot of things wrong. They also do a good many things right. Mostly in an ironic sort of way, but when you start to tell yourself, man, this movie really fucking derailed the franchise, just remember that before this movie, there was no franchise. This movie still gets 2 Freddy claws up the butt out of 5. Happy Halloween, everyone. Only comes once a year, so enjoy it while you can.